I got it. So recently I was just asked, so Tyler, how do you create opportunities for yourself? It's kind of vague, but I think we can talk about this like a whole topic or subject. Opportunities are created by me, and the only way that I can create them is by being consistent and having good values, and there's a lot more involved.
Yes, a lot.
I don't think there's one answer to this whole question. I think for me, opportunities can come from me posting like consistently on Instagram. I can get more jobs that way. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. Sometimes it's through Google AdWords, running a campaign that no one really knows about, and then I book a wedding, and hopefully it came from there. But I kind of relate it back to the whole snowmobile industry for me.
Uh-huh.
I grew up in Idaho. I was riding sleds my whole life. Once I started getting into photography, I was like, dude, if I want to stay in Idaho, I know that this is a pocket of opportunities for myself. And I don't think I've made it there yet. I think that's like my goal for 2016 is I want to become known in the industry of snowmobiles. So how do I create those opportunities? Honestly, I talk to everybody that I possibly can in the industry. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of cold messaging or cold emailing. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this before. I have to go and create those contacts and those networks. And then once I'm there, I am 100% completely selling myself the whole time.
Yep.
From my facial expressions to my body to what I'm saying, how I'm articulating words. I mean, I know that I'm being analyzed, so I want to make an amazing impression.
Yeah. Well, and impressions are extremely important. I mean, one of my favorite places to hang out is the airport. I wish they would let us go hang out, like by the gates and everything.
Just watch people, it's so cool.
Oh, it is. It's like, that's like my favorite thing to do. And that's where I find that most of my opportunities actually take place. Because who travels in the airport most often? Business people.
Right.
So I distinctly remember I was 18 years old. It was my second semester in college. And I'm a people watcher, so I was, of course, watching everyone around me. And there was this guy, I analyzed him up and down. He was wearing probably like $800 pair of shoes. And I was like, what does he do for a living,
Right.
Just sitting there watching him. And I decided to go sit by him. And I was like, okay, how am I going to start? I'm like 18 years old, 45-year-old man. Right. How do I start a conversation? And then instead, he looked at me and said, can you watch my suitcase for me? And I said, yeah, go ahead. So he went to the bathroom, came back, sat down, and he said, thank you. And at that moment, there was like no other conversation, but I had to create it. Mm-hmm. So at that moment, I could have sat quiet and just stared at his $800 pair of shoes or asked him, how in the heck did you get to that point that you own a pair of $800 shoes? Well, when I got into talking to him, I spoke to him for about 30 minutes, and in that 30 minutes, I tried to sell myself, even though I was 18 years old in the beginning of college. And by the end of it, he hands me his business card, and he's a vice president of MTV. And from there, it was like, okay, that the opportunity was created
Right.
to email him. But that's the thing about opportunities is that you constantly have to create them, even ones that start. They don't just start and you win in a second. I had to create the next opportunity, which was emailing him after he gave me, reaching out to him, maybe flying out to New York to go and see him. And that's how opportunities, everybody is an opportunity. That's the way that I look at it. Everyone's an opportunity, and every day you have 24 hours to go out there and meet as many people as you want and create as many opportunities. And sometimes it's not the people with the $800 pair of shoes that are the ones that actually offer the most. And so don't not acknowledge everybody, if that makes sense, because I look at everybody, especially in an airport, okay, who are they? I want to get to know them. And I don't know, does that make sense?
Totally. And I think one of the things is we recently got married, not me and Bianca.
Yeah.
I got married and she got married. One thing that's been interesting is I'm a chatter. Mm-hmm. So when I meet somebody, I want to talk to them. I want to find something that's in common real quick, and like just make sure that they remember that one thing with me.
Yep.
And Megan, my wife, she's like, seriously, why do we talk to that guy so long? I'm like, that's the guy that has this connection with that connection. And she's like, okay, now it makes sense.
Yep.
And like that's one of the reasons why I love golf.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons why I love some of my hobbies, is because that is a gateway for me to network with people of the same interests and the same likes and the same standards in life. And you get associated with those people and you're going to go somewhere.
Yep. And the biggest thing with that too is building the friendship, you know.
Right.
That's what you said, like,
it's a relationship.
Exactly.
It's not like you're dating them, but
Yeah.
it is seriously a relationship. There has to be communication.
Exactly. And you got to look at them for more than just what they offer, because that's when they'll offer it, you know. That's what I've noticed. When opportunities come your way, don't just snag them because of what you're going to get out of it, but how can you both help each other? That's the way I always look at it. If you help me, I'll help you, sort of thing. So.
And I think with that, never turn down an opportunity. Obviously, there comes a lot on our plates, and sometimes we have to find a way to like almost finagle it to where we can have the opportunity a little later, but not right now. But I don't think I've ever turned down an opportunity.
Yeah.
And if I have, it's because I had, honestly, educated or logical reasons of not taking it.
Yep. I agree.
And I think that's important to realize, is that you create your own opportunity and never turn down an opportunity, because everyone is an opportunity.